Hello, everybody. Hey, sorry we're a little
Howdy.
bit late. We were gonna try to hang on and wait for Houston to show up, but we noticed Cajun commenting, accusing us of maybe standing y'all up again. So we thought Earl and I thought we better come on in. Thank you, Cajun, for getting us a little nudge. Hopefully, we can get you on the video here after a while. But Earl, how you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good, brother. You?
Yeah, doing great, Earl.
Good deal. It's a good deal, guys. It's great night. We sorry we wasn't able to be here last week, but we're all here this week, and uh, we're pretty excited about things that we've learned and stuff that we've done, and can't wait to share it with you tonight. I think it's going to be a fun night and a good night. And we got an appearance from a mystery guy that has been uh, incognito for a while, and I know everybody's been wondering about him because I've been wondering about him. So, and we can't wait to sneak him in here in a minute and tell you who he is and what's going on, and that'll be a good deal, won't it, Bubby?
It sure will. And Houston should be here any minute. We got a text from him just a few moments ago. Said he's running late, but he's trying his best. So I'm sure we'll see Houston fashionably late here in
We
just a
want to
little
say
bit.
howdy to everybody: Fire Street Farms, Cajun Homestead, Bugman, Grams, Brian, Thomas
Hey,
Honey, all you guys, Randy Klingen, man, he's doing good on that proline, ain't he? And
yeah,
Walker
he
B
is.
Ranch. Bob's in the house. Y'all come on. Looking good tonight, guys. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we hope we don't waste none of your time. You have a good time with us, and have some fun. Learn
Yeah, that's
about some
right.
bee stuff.
We got 24 already, Earl. This early in the chat
That's a
here.
good deal. That's a good deal.
But but anyway, your bee's still looking good, Earl. I know you've
Oh yeah, yeah.
been keeping a good eye on.
It's just watch them out the window. Watch them out the window. They just
Yeah,
flat getting it. Now the
yeah.
day they started killing drones, I got a little worried. I was like, what?
Mm.
Flowers everywhere. Why are you killing drones?
They
But
don't they don't they don't need them
they
anymore.
know
Yeah,
more than we do. They didn't need them. They's kicking them out. They killed them.
must, must
Now I
be
don't got
expect
drones.
must be expecting a cold snap or something. Maybe you thought.
That's what I'm imagining. I don't know. They're
Yeah,
they're they're predicting a stop in food, or they wouldn't have been killing them. I wouldn't have thought, but
right.
they did. They took out my drones a couple days ago. So uh, yeah, it's worrisome. I don't know if maybe the plants just maybe weren't producing a lot of nectar, but they were producing pollen because I count colors, and I know like I got two colors, three colors. When there's four colors and five colors coming in, usually there's a lot of nectar coming in as well. And but at the same time they was bringing in four and five colors, they started stinging drones, and that just worried me. I said, "Is there cold weather coming? Is the nectar shut off? What has happened?" Uh, I don't know. They know.
Maybe
The
maybe
phase of the
maybe
moon.
maybe you're good. Maybe you're good in Queen, right? The Queen's doing good. They don't. They're not going to need any more for the rest of the year.
Well, it
But
is
that hey,
telling me that. You know that without even going to box. I know it has to be pretty good shape, or they wouldn't be killing drones.
let me ask you this: the white pollen, Earl. I saw quite a bit of
Yeah.
that coming in my colonies
I
today. What
hope
did
you don't ask
any?
me what it is.
Okay, well that was my next question. Maybe somebody out there has an idea. Chat it
That
in if
that
you
is
do.
a field of the honeybees that I do want to get into and learn more about. Is actually learning the pollens and the different types and kinds. But when I do get into it, I'm also going to want to know exactly what that pollen looks like, and I'm going to have me a microscope. So when I go down that road, it'll be a while
Yeah,
because I can't. There's something wrong with me. If I like something and I want to know about it, I can't stop learning on it. I won't. I'm like a, and it's some people's like, oh, well, that's cool. Trust me, it ain't funny and it ain't cool. It's
well,
aggravating.
I shouldn't laugh. You like
It's
a
a
sponge,
possession.
but you can't.
Yeah,
But
it's
well, I'd
it's
say it's a
nothing I can
bless.
do.
It's a blessing and a curse, Earl. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and some people are like, "Oh, he's trying to show off or noise." I'm like, "No, I'm not.
Mhm.
I get excited about what I talk about, and you're going to see that tonight
Yeah.
because never have I talked about anything about bees that's made me as excited as the studies that I've done for the last 3 or 4 days and the research that have went over and the things that I know about that has just not just once did I like, oh wow, what, blow my mind. Several times I was doing that. And I just can't wait to share that with everybody because it's something I don't believe everybody knows about. And you and I were talking in the green room, you know, it's like, hey, this knowledge is not new.
No, no.
It's
We were
been published a while. Why
finding
do we not know about it?
some old research that seems to be
Yeah.
supporting it.
And what that boils down to, and you know what that boils down to, it boils down to dollars and publications. And let's don't bring that out yet till we sell a bunch of it. People don't think that happens, but it does.
Follow the money. It's always been a theory of mine. Yeah, you'll find your answer.
That's right. That's right. Or they wouldn't have Bilderberg meetings every year in different countries at undisclosed sites at undisclosed times, where the leaders of the world, such as the Coca-Cola brothers, get together and decide what the next year's projections are going to be. And I mean, there ain't no guessing. They know what's happening.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the man behind the curtain.
Yes, sir. What's up? We got Northern Ireland in the house.
Yeah. From Nopville. He's here.
Wayne Honeybee Sir is with us. Howdy.
We're gonna get a weather report later on, I hope. Actually, I've got one pulled up as well. Hey Earl, I think you whetted everybody's appetite on what you were going to talk about tonight. How about would you like to go ahead and, while we're waiting on Houston?
Man, I am gnawing at the bit to just start running my mouth about it.
Please. Hang on, here we go, folks.
That's right. Proline. Didn't know what it was not too very long ago. And I find that hard to believe. It should be one of the first things that we learn about as we learn about bees. It's as important as sugar and as essential as sugar. And for the exact same reasons. New research and old research all points to proline being this amazing substance, and I cannot wait to tell you about it. But before we do, we're going to say hello, Houston. Glad you made it. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Houston.
Sorry I'm late.
You can't help it. Yeah, blame it on whoever came up with Houston. We have a problem. You just inherited it. You can't help
it. It's just becoming a regular show. And that's okay, buddy. But we decided to go ahead, and Earl went ahead and started his segment while we was waiting on you. We
knew you come in, buddy. We knew you come in, brother. Guys. We love you. Good to see you, man. But yeah we're talking about proline. And what is proline? I bet you think you know what it is, don't you? I bet you're sitting there going, it's an amino acid. Well, they call it an amino acid. It's actually an amino acid. And it functions differently than regular amino acid. Proline acts as an energy source. That's right. It don't make sense, does it? Carbohydrates are our energy source. Amino acids are for our proteins. What's going on here? Well, this amino acid is so special that the bumblebees and locusts can use it directly and turn it into energy without sugar. They can just turn that proline right into energy. Honeybees, they need a little bit of sugar with it. So a little bit of sugar with the proline, and what happens is they turn that energy levels on, and the next thing happens is the proline acts as that secondary booster, especially in flight on that way back home, so to speak. And they use it as that energy level. And how it's able to do that is it breaks down with the carbohydrates in a way that allows the electrons to enter the electron chain or the electron pathway. And not a lot of people know what that is. I'm not going to go into it in great depth, but how every living thing on this planet lives, functions, and moves is because we are able to extract electrons from foods that we eat, take those electrons and transport them to the brain and places that need those electrons for energy, because that's what electrons are: energy, pure energy, and it's the energy part of whatever substance that exists. So as we know, that's electrons are part of atoms, and yeah, there is an electron chain in the body, and that's how we get our energy. That's all I'm gonna say about that. The point being that in Hymenopter flight, during those long distance flights, they can use that secondary energy as a backup, and that's kind of how they fly so far on so little. I mean, it's an amazing thing when you see a bumblebee struggling to fly loaded down with pollen, and you're like, how do they have so much strength? How do they have so much vitality? Um, well, obviously, you have an amino acid that's building block of protein, and not just any protein. It is a building block of the protein vitellogenin. Vitellogenin is the protein in honeybees that keeps them young and healthy. This is the protein that when you have a winter bee and you want to know, is this a winter bee? Well, you have to cut it open. And the more vitellogenin it has, the more you'll, it's the more long lived it will be. And that's where the diutinous or your winter bees are coming from. So proline, this building block amino acid is producing the proteinaceous, and it is a proteinaceous amino acid, and there's a difference. I don't know why, but it is. It creates the royal jelly that we all need for those beautiful bees, and so proline is the building block of the vitellogenin. Therefore, you get more vitellogenin, and there's more than one kind of vitellogenin. There's actually three, and those are, and it's in every one of them. So, in other words, the amino acid that's going to give us those beautiful winter bees is proline. And so, proline is not only just an amino acid that's going to give you that proteinaceous royal jelly, it is also used as a secondary energy source in conjunction with carbohydrates in the honeybee biome, gut biome. They are able to, with the carbohydrates, turn the proline into energy. So you give your bees energy, protein, vitellogenin, the good royal jelly, proteinaceous food for you. So that's why it's so important. That's why we've learned that they can taste proline. Proline, the amino acid, can be tasted by the honeybee. They know it's there. They smell it and they taste it, as exactly the same way they do the carbohydrates. They have a complex chemosensory, a mechanosensory system to where their taste buds are on the inside of the proboscis. It's
Well, they got a
it's
trained
it's
palate, you know.
yeah, and see the proboscis, you have a glossa that we
Kind of
call the
Bob
tongue, a
Eden.
hairy tongue that goes down through there. So, but it doesn't taste. The taste ones are on the labial palates that came from the side, and they're the actual tasters of everything. They're just constantly going around. We don't see that action, but they're tasting with those. They're tasting with the inside of the proboscis, those chemosensory cells. The actual hairs, the setae, is also taking in, um, the polarity of the air or whatever. They get a charge from it, and all these charges are just God's way of I mean, it's amazing. They're like little computers. They're reading the air. They know the environment, just from tasting it with their many ways of being able to taste it. And on the end of the forelegs, the front legs only, the front legs only has little tasters on it as well, so that they can taste with their front feet.
We're
Anything they
gonna have to
touch with their
start.
front feet, they can taste. The antenna, the end of the antenna, the flagellum, it also has
Casey
taste
Earl some
buds
charts,
on.
John. It'll help on explaining how he's explaining this. because I'm a visual guy.
Yeah, afraid I don't have one ready, Houston.
Right, but I'm just saying, it's hard for me to follow some, some.
So what I'm trying to say is there's many ways a bee can taste. They can taste with the inside of the proboscis. They can taste with the labial palps that we'll call the tongue for the lack of a better word. They taste with the actual hairs. They taste with their antenna. And the most amazing to me was the two front feet that has all those chemical sensors and mechanical sensors. They can feel the touch and the pressure and the heat, and if it's hot and if it's cold, but they can also say that's a little bit salty. I like that. I want some more because bees love salt. Salt's number one. If you look at what a honeybee's made out of, it's mostly salt, and so they need a lot of salt. But proline, back to proline, this super amino acid and the things that it's doing in helping the bees to stay young, to live longer, to be healthy, and because it does have another role in the queen, Vitellogenin actually brings in certain pathogens into the ovaries when it's young, which helps as like a immunization. So it kind of immunizes that egg so that when it's laid, the things that she's done and exposed it to lets that bee be able to better fight off those things. And that's why I think that beekeeping is so centralized on location, 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 because it depends on what location you're in. Now pay attention to this, that queen exposes her young to these bacteria and different pathogens that she's experienced. If she didn't grow up in your area, she don't have your pathogens. Got me? So that's what she's exposing to that young. And that's why the best queens are in the world are the queens you grow yourself. Yeah, we all know that. But you know what? I buy queens. You know why? I can't grow them fast enough, and neither can anybody else. So we buy queens. But know that there is a reason for why the best queens are the queens you raise yourself. They're exposing those babies to the pathogens in your area, where you live, what she exposed to and what she knows about. And that all goes to having the proper amount of Vitellogenin, the proper amount of royal jelly, because you had the proper amount of carbohydrates and amino acids, mainly proline, which makes up 50% of the available amino acids in a honeybee. 50% of it is proline, this tastable amino acid. Now I'm open for questions.
Awesome, Earl. Hey, well, now tell them where they can, if they don't already know, where they can get some proline.
Proline is the number one ingredient in Apis biologics. While they were studying, going, what's pollen made out of and what's nectar made out of, Apis biologics wanted to know what was in it and what it was. And it was so important about floral nectar and floral pollen that made it better than regular, than what we feed them in our other supplement. And it's the amino acids. And there are over 100 different biological compounds, phenotypes, carotenoids, and different things that's in this food other than proline. I'm talking about it now because tonight's topic is the amino acid proline and the importance it has to our winter bees and their Vitellogenin. Why? Because it's coming, and now's the time to be getting them fattened up. How does Ian Stepler do it? He uses rocket fuel, Apis biologics. He's able to fatten up his bees. They've got all the proteinaceous royal jelly they need to make the long-lived diutinous winter bee. You're taking a bee that dies in 30 days. This man sticks them in a building for 5 months, sometimes 4, sometimes 6. 5 months. That's 5 times the average lifespan of a regular bee. How do they do that? Proline and amino acids and vitamins to make that rich royal jelly to produce a lot of vitellogenin that fattens up those bees, because this process I'm telling you about takes place in the fat cell, the fat body of the bee. Our liver does it. In humans, our liver does it. But in a honeybee, they don't have a liver. They have fat bodies. The fat bodies, that's right, the Varroa eats them. You're right. So that is where this transference is taking place. That's where the proline and turns into vitellogenin or energy or whatever the bee needs. But it can't turn it into nothing if it don't have it. It's prevalent in plants. It's in every animal. And Apis Biologics has spent over a decade piecing this together and figuring it out. You want to read the ingredients? First ingredient, proline. Okay, amazing. I'm just saying, it's astronomical, mind blowing. If you're not feeding your bees the right amount of proline, if they're not getting enough proline, they can't make vitellogenin. No, sir. It is the building block protein. I found the research. I've studied it. I've got the papers. I can prove it. Am I going to show you all the papers and stuff tonight? Nah, you can do some homework. I will be posting them on my videos and in my community section like I always do. You can look forward to seeing those there. I love publishing those research papers. But there's only a few nerds like me and Johnny that actually get in there and read them and talk about them. But that's what we're here for. So you don't have to. So we're bringing you the latest and greatest in the best ways that we can, and the importance of all this right now. And I'm not going to lie to you, winter's coming. You want those diutinous bees. Not only is winter coming, and now's the time we need to be building our bees up and getting them fat and healthy, but me and my brothers have invested into this Apis Biologics as the United States distributors for this product. So, of course, I'm going to talk about it. Am I going to turn this show into a commercial? No, I'm not. But we are sponsored by them, and we are sponsored by BigCartel.com, bewares.bigcartel.com to be more exact. And the reason being is we're wanting to push this product out there to help everybody at this crucial time to build up that vitellogenin in stores and to fatten up those bees and get them ready for winter, just like Ian Stepler, the most famous commercial beekeeper in the world. That's right, I said it. The most famous commercial beekeeper in the world, Ian Stepler. Everybody watches him. Everybody knows. And when I'm talking about it, it's not new. As soon as you hear it, you already know, yeah, oh, that's what Ian's doing. Because they spent 11 years on Ian's farm figuring this stuff out, research and development. And only this year has it been available to the public for us to buy. And it's an amazing product. And now you know why. Now you know more about proline. And can you imagine not knowing about proline now that you know about it? The thing that builds the muscles, the things that makes the energy that helps in flight. I mean, come on. I'll bet you that's what those Varroa are trying to suck out of them. And it's breaking them down. And so that's how Varroa destroys our bees. But I ain't saying feed the Varroa, but by having a lot of protein and a lot of this proline and a lot of this vitellogenin and a lot of these fat bodies, maybe we can have enough for the bees to do what they need to do and still lose a little bit to Varroa without dying. Perhaps this is the secret to coexistence. I don't know. We're scratching the surface of this.
Interesting
And
thought.
so I'm asking you to consider, when the Varroa are sucking your bees dry, do they have enough? Oh, well, they're getting enough from nature. Are they? The facts are they don't always. All pollens and nectar are not created equal, and it takes a balance of many different types to create the perfect honey or pollen.
Yeah. Bob's been
But
using this. Bob's been using it for a little over a month, right, Earl? And with real good luck.
And he's went, yeah, with the same results.
Yeah,
they'll suck it down in the middle of a flow. They'll suck it down without a flow. Randy Cleanham has done I'm thinking some of the best work on it. Time, and he's actually doing experiments and stuff. And y'all check out Randy Klingham. He's one of our subs, one of our buddy beekeepers, and he makes videos and he's feeding the Apis biologics. He sees what I see. Bob sees what I see. I see what I see, and we all seen it on Ian Steppler's. And we just jumped in on the ground floor and got in on this thing so that we can bring it to people in the United States before Bob and I and Johnny started doing this. You had to order it through Canada. It took you 2 weeks to get it. It was horrible. But now we're the U.S. distributors, and we can get this out to whoever wants it. And we do retail and we do individual, and you can do that at this website. I figured Johnny had it together. My bad.
No, let me get the banner back up.
Yeah, let's show you this banner. This is our website, guys. This is the U.S. distributor for Apis Biologics, and the only U.S. distributor for Apis Biologics at this time. And it's bewires.bigcartel.com. bewires.bigcartel.com. And you're saying a cartel. What is a cartel, y'all? Come on. It's a bunch of businesses acting together as one. So, Big Cartel. Jump in there. Whether it's me, Johnny, or Bob, you order from, it don't matter. We're all even Steven in this and helping each other to help you help your bees. We just believe so much in this that we put our money where our mouth was. No more commercial, and I love you.
All right. Hey, good job, Earl. I know you and Bob have really seen how well this product is working. And like you said, Randy Klingham did some side-by-side comparisons and found the bees preferring the sugar syrup with the Apis Biologic 2-to-1. And
well,
and
the thing is it building that protein and the energy. I mean, if I told you could drink this and you could have muscles and energy, it would be the most famous drink in America.
Yeah, awesome. Well, hey, good deal, Earl. And Houston, how you doing, buddy?
And when we talk about Bob, y'all, I know you already know, but it's Bob Walker Bee Ranch, and the Tuesday Night Live with Walker Bee Ranch and Kodiak Farms, Bob and Lee. So it's Bob Walker that we're talking about, guys.
Yeah, everybody knows Bob, I think, and we just assume they all do, but some of them might not. But
yeah, but I didn't want to assume because y'all know what happens.
I'm the same way. Yeah. I'm glad you pointed that out. Houston, you came in right when Earl started his segment, brother. How you been?
Doing good.
Awesome, man. Yeah, you was gonna tell us about an old school technique of a square hive, 13 framers. You still fired up about that, or?
Yeah.
All right. I got a little intro here. Ready to go. Ready?
I've never heard of a 13 framer, Bubby.
Yeah, you're about to hear. Houston's been researching.
Well, y'all holding out on me. Y'all didn't tell me about something. Y'all keeping secrets from me. I see how it is. Tell me about this Magic 13, which is a good number.
He was ready to do this one last week, but we ended up punting last week.
Oh yeah, put the blame right back on Earl. I see what that was.
No, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Well, hey, we got redundancy. Houston and I could have went on. we all bailed. We all bailed. It wasn't
all right. I can feel better because I have chocolate.
Get out of the bag. We had it blamed on Earl. You just said it was all of us.
Yeah, all right, Houston. But yeah, tell us about that, buddy. And I've got some pretty cool screenshots here I was going to pull up while you're talking.
Okay, yeah. I meant to try to slap one of them together and really see what the difference was. It was actually kind of widely used before Langstroth turned into the standard 10 frame box of this. Langstroth was kind of the pusher of it, so to speak. And they, since you guys was talking about winter bees and stuff, and everybody's been talking about winter, I'm always looking back at the hive, try to learn. And always come to the boxes, used to be bigger the hive, the better. It seemed like people want to shrink them down as small as we can get them through winter. Last year I brought a little 4 frame, and it just didn't do no good and petered out, right at the critical time. That's why I think big hives is, important going into the winter, and that way you got plenty of bees left, in the spring. So maybe that product you guys are selling there might help with that problem. But,
And you also mentioned, Houston, about the advantage of being able to keep the bees. You could rotate the box with it being square to take advantage of the warmth in the winter and
right.
keep it cooler in the summer.
And that was,
Houston, you
one of the big
misspoke.
problems.
You misspoke, Houston. You don't see. You said that product you guys has got go. It's the product we have going, Bubby. And so long as I'm in it, you're always going to be half of me. So it's us and we, please.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
anything about it, so that's why I'm referring to you guys. I don't have.
Yeah,
anything.
it's us. You can believe in that. You're always half Earl.
I wouldn't have any idea what to tell them about. I'm just not looking.
It's pretty new, but it's looking real
Breaker,
promising.
Houston. I love you, and you can have half of mine.
You all heard it here.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
recorded.
I done it.
It's recorded.
But
That's why I done
you mentioned that the winter wave there, John. Essentially, it was just turning the box around where a 13 frame hive is completely square.
Sure.
And, they had to rotate frames just like we do in our 10 frames, to get the outer frames
Right.
filled up. One of their talks was, creating a larger beehive to take through the winter. And then at winter's door, they did that turn of it, faced them the warm way. I guess we could make special bottom boards and use, our Langstroths warm way. They just turned the box around, literally.
Right. Yeah.
Rotating the box in the sun. Is that what you're doing?
Rotating it where it would get sun in the winter, where
No, what they did, they rotated so the frames were, instead of running this way with the entrance, they're now running this way. It's only one frame.
Oh, okay.
All frames.
Yeah.
They call that the warm way and the cold.
Yeah.
Way.
Okay.
Yeah, I just figured that meant to stay warm in the winter and cool in the summer.
Well, essentially that's what it does, I reckon.
So the airflow changes when you rotate it around.
Be like putting a slatted rack on the bottom.
Yeah.
Breaks that up.
And one thing that was real interesting about that Bee Source article was there's a guy on there referenced an old write-up in American Bee Journal from 1867. And if you don't have American Bee Journal, it's only $16 a year for the digital subscription. You got access to all those old resources you can search. But this was
if you got a buddy that reads it, you don't have to buy it. He'll tell you about it.
This was an interesting article, Houston. What was that?
He sent you the old one.
Yeah.
My local library carries it, so maybe if the man can't afford it or something, check with your local library.
Right.
You might be able.
I'm glad you brought that up, Houston, because yes, library is a good place to get your current magazines, newspapers, editions. Easily walk to the. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm not paying some of these store prices for magazines. I picked up a magazine the other day. They're $20. Who knew they'd ever be up $15, $16? I was like, no, they're $5. And they're like, you're old. And I'm like, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Right. And as long as the libraries get volunteers, and people patronize them, that encourages them to keep stuff like that too. For the public.
Yeah. And they have a lot of programs for our young people. I don't know how your all's library does, but there's kids constantly going down here to our library on different programs and things that they do with them. I know this because some of my grandkids, and nephews and nieces and stuff, they go do that stuff. Lord, am I old enough to stay stuff like that?
Yeah.
I guess I am.
On
Yeah.
those hives, Langstroth did push it like that, and you know, it was pretty much a standard, not just for him, but a lot of big name beekeepers. I guess the way.
Well, if you think about it, they was turning at 13, and now they're saying we can stack it and give you 20, and you can turn it and do that too. So
Yeah,
it would have been a sell point.
The fellow that did that article back in 1867 said he had been using the 13 frame square hives for many years, and he had never lost a swarm out of one.
Right.
Which I thought was interesting.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Too, you know,
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, cool. Hey, that's a good deal, Houston. You're thinking about maybe building one of those, you say, huh?
Well, I'm thinking about it. It would be a heavy hive, and from what I read, they ran them like kind of like a single brood box management.
Right. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have to lift the whole box.
That's true.
Sounds cool to me.
Yeah, does me too, man. I like it. I like
the fact.
I like finding those old articles like that, and how those old guys, back in the 1800s did it.
Yeah, and that bee journal is a good way to do that research.
Right.
Years and years back, like John said, 1860s or so, when they first started, all those articles were online. So
yeah,
you could spend months, because I have spent months going back through them and looking.
Right.
You see a lot of similarities, in that 100-year span. I think 100 years ago, that a long time ago, really it was.
Time flies. Sure.
You know what I think is so funny is if you pay attention now a lot in agriculture and stuff, they're right now coming up with all these new ideas and then learning that those new ideas were printed in 1900, and we just went a different way, and they want to know why we went that different way. Pesticides made everything easy. We didn't know they was bad. We didn't know they was killing us and their kids and everybody around us. We didn't know that. They was spraying it going down the road, and kids was running behind them going, "Whoa, I'm in a cloud." We didn't know.
Mosquitoes.
We didn't know.
Spray for mosquitoes, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, a lot of, if you're old enough to remember stuff like that, us older guys do.
Lucky to still be alive. Huh?
Well, ain't we on our knees dying? I remember mixing malathion with my finger.
That might have been what happened to my gallbladder a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you might be what's wrong with my brain.
Have you already done your segment, John?
No, I was going to do it real quick. And Earl gave a little teaser earlier. We're all looking forward to our special guest, but I've got a little news segment to do real quick before we bring him in. You want to tell folks who we got, Houston?
Yeah, good buddy of mine, Rich. It's Time is Honey.
Ours.
Awesome. Yeah, we hadn't seen Rich in a while.
It's only Houston's buddy. He's a good buddy of mine too. Just so
he's got
know.
A lot of buddies. We've been wondering how Rich has been doing. But yeah, let me do this little news segment real quick, and then we'll
call him a friend. So yeah,
I do too. He's a veteran and a beekeeper, and I love him.
I'm gonna. As a matter of fact, I need to text him the link right now.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
I got it. I had it ready here. All right. I just sent you that link, Rich. We'll get you in here just a minute, buddy. Hopefully you're still there. Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about colony loss estimates. This was an article in the American Bee Journal last month, and I'd always been interested in you always hear about the statistics, what the losses are, and how many feral colonies die, and this broke it down a little bit better than I'd ever heard it, and I wanted to share it with you folks. To start out with, it's done by the Bee Informed Partnership, and apparently they've been doing this for several years, and a lot of most of y'all may be familiar with it. But they're saying this marks the 16th anniversary. Then this year they had This past year, they had 3,601 beekeepers that collectively managed 335,946 colonies. And that was on October 1st of 2021. And those that provided what was determined to be validated survey responses, which represented an estimated 12% of the estimated 2.7 million managed honeybee producing colonies in the U.S. in 21. And then it tells a little bit about how they calculate. I won't read the whole thing to you. I just wanted to kind of hit some of the highlights here. During the summer of 21, what they're saying is April through October, we had an estimated 23.8% of the managed colonies were lost in the U.S., and which was 7.3 percentage points lower than the previous year, and but it was 1.3 percentage points higher than the average summer loss reported. Let me share another screen with you real quick from the actual site that puts this data together, and I thought this was pretty interesting. You can see how the losses have been steadily climbing. The summer is represented by the tan color, and then the light blue is winter, with the annual losses being the pink. And looks like they didn't do a summer in the total until 2011. But nonetheless, it looks kind of like a yo-yo, but going up the stairs, but steadily increasing. And I'm guessing maybe varroa mites. But anyway, it goes on to kind of break it down even further, which was one of the most interesting things to me. It breaks down the groups of beekeepers, and everybody knows, that the backyard beekeepers have less than 50 colonies, typically considered backyard. And their annual loss rates were much higher than the commercial beekeepers, which I guess stands to reason. But of course, as us backyard guys, we need to do better. They were saying here it was 58. As reported in previous years, backyard beekeepers experienced a higher annual rate of loss than commercial beekeepers. In 21-22, it was 58.5% for backyard versus the 36.6% for commercial. And that represented the highest annual rate of loss on record for backyard beekeepers, which was 10.6 percentage points higher than their 11-year average of 47.9. But anyway, now that we're, everybody seems to be a little bit more focused on honeybee health. At least a lot of folks are, and so just wanted to share that information with y'all real quick. And that's again, that was out of American Bee Journal. Also, too, I wanted to share some upcoming events real quick here. We've got in Illinois, let's see, in Springfield, Illinois, the November 5th, we got the ISBA annual fall meeting coming up, and Ian Stepler is going to be one of the speakers there. And so if you happen to be within driving distance of that, you might want to check that out. Louisiana, let's see, October 15th, there's what they call the Fall Field Day. Looks like that's going to be pretty cool. They're going to have courses for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. Looks like some hands-on stuff. That looks pretty cool. And then here in Tennessee, in Greenbrier, Tennessee, which is north of Nashville, about a half hour or so, there's going to be the North Middle Tennessee Regional Conference, October the 8th. We've got Cayman Reynolds is going to be speaking, and Dr. Jennifer Saruda. Am I pronouncing that right, Earl? You know her, Saruda. But anyway, they're going to be doing live hive inspections, top bar hive demonstrations, beekeeping equipment for sale, and so forth. So that's just a few of the upcoming conferences. Of course, I'm not sharing every conference. It was in the American Bee Journal that's coming up, but I just thought it might be nice to share a few. And if you're lucky enough to be close to these, you might want to check them out. And then the other thing, since we're doing the news, we want to pull up the weather for our buddy over in Northern Ireland. Looks like it's 49 degrees. Well, let me refresh this because that was probably about an hour ago. Let's see. 48 degrees. Wind out of the west, 5 miles per hour. Looks like he's going to have 49 to 61 tomorrow. Sun might peek out a little bit on Saturday for you, Phil, but it looks like otherwise you're going to have clouds and rain, buddy. But as usual, temperatures staying in that normal range. Anyway, that's that's all for the news segment, folks. And guess who we've got in the house now? before we bring Rich in, I wanted to tell everybody I've figured out a way to unmute everybody's mics out there. So I want you to join us in welcoming our friend Rich.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
How you guys doing, man? It's good to see you guys again, man. Houston, Hillbilly, y'all in the
Drove
chat.
the crowd nuts, man. They went wild. That's a good handicap.
You guys, we had a shit summer down here in Texas. It was absolutely hot, drought, about a 3-week pollen push. After that, no nectar flow. It was absolutely horrible down here this summer. We got a late spring just now. We got a bunch of rain. We got a whole week of rain, and what that did was brought what we call down here in Texas a false spring. It pushed all these blooms back out again. And DCBs, I'm with you. I was listening real close about the weather. I was talking to my mentor the other day about the cold, and he's like, I am really scared right now because the last couple years, the behavior of the bees, they're doing the same thing this year that they did the last couple years when it was really cold. My mentor is like,
In case
I'm
you guys
scared.
don't know, Rich is a veteran. Hives for Hero. He's the hero. So
Hives for Heroes.
Thank
Right
you
here,
for your
Hives for
service,
Heroes.
brother.
No,
Hives
thanks for the
Heroes.
support, guys. Thanks for the support.
When he says
And,
my mentor, I just wanted everybody to know that you was in that program and that program is out there, and that's the Rich is a veteran.
Well, and what's really cool is I just before I came on here with you guys, I got off with another student who was in Heroes to Hives, and she's not far from here. She's in another town over. And I was talking to her today, and I hope she's watching too, if you're there. She's going to go do a removal with us down here south of Texas with my mentor, his wife, and a couple other people, because she was like, hey, can I go with you? I was like, yeah, the more the merrier, dude. It's going to be a good size removal. So we're pretty happy about that freebies. You know, it is late in the season, but they're going to come with resources. So that's good. But yeah, no, everything's good down here. I got my first swarm.
Just in case you need to beep them up or something. I know some people.
He knows.
I know some people. I know a guy.
I know a guy who knows a guy. I know a guy who knows a guy.
I know a guy.
You're talking about a swarm, Rich?
Yeah, my mentor, because I was swarm trapping this year, but again, no resources. The bees aren't going to swarm unless there's full of resources. So I didn't catch any swarms this year due to the drought, no doubt. And then my mentor, he calls me Saturday last week. He calls. He's like, "Hey, I got this swarm. I caught it off one of my hives. The queen's bred, which is real nice. She's sitting out in my nuke right now on my back porch. We're still having really nice days out right now. So she's bred. I'm going to release her Sunday into the nuke and go from there and see what happens, man. No guarantees. I already know that. What's that, Houston?
I said, beat.
That's what my mentor told me. What I've been doing at night, I'm getting a little piece of like a paper towel and I'm putting some 3-to-1 sugar on it. And they're blowing wax out of the park right now. They're drawing wax big time right now in that nuke. And it was a swarm the size of a small grapefruit. So what we're planning next is he's going to resource me out some brood to lock them in. So whether we do it from the removal or he brings them from one of his stock, he's going to bring me some brood patterns to just drop in the nuke to boost up the health of the colony. Yeah. So I'm real like, optimistic about the process right now with them because they look healthy. They look happy. There's foragers going out right now. So they're bringing in whatever resources there. I'm guessing it's just water, maybe some pollen. Yeah. So it's a slow process down here in Texas. It really is, man.
Yeah.
On the flip side, what I'm also trying to do, if there's anybody here in the Hill Country, Texas, I'm trying to put together a bee club for veterans. So if there's anybody out there that wants to do it, let me know. I've already got some people interested out in the Bernie and Kerrville area. By all means, if there's veterans out there who've done Heroes to Hives, I'm trying to put together like a bigger group and get like a pollination initiative going out here in the Hill Country. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been kind of working some things on the back burner lately.
Great idea.
Yeah. But other than that, guys, I mean, it's real slow right now. Still first year. Yeah. I've been out working bees in the yard with my mentor, and he's been working me with this stuff and kind of just. Tell me something. Yep.
Describe that feeling when you're in that box and you're looking at those bees and stuff and they're flying around. What's that feel like?
Well, the first night I got those bees home, right, I was real anxious because my mentor is like, yeah, open up the box. He's like, get your suit on because they're hybrid Africanized. So they're hot. I got stung in the foot. My foot swelled up for 3 days. The swelling just went down today.
Wow.
So I took a sting, yeah. And he tells me, and that's why I took Heroes to Highs, was it's the Heroes to Highs class, everybody, is for mental health. They base the class around mental health, healing, instead of taking prescription drugs, things like that, because we all know how bad prescription drugs are for you if you get hooked on them, right?
Not a
Yeah.
veteran, but same reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it helps.
And it does. And so he tells me, I got these bees sitting in my laundry room. He's like, yeah, just open the box up. I'm like, I got these bees in my house. You just want me to open the box up? He's like, yeah, it'll be fine. So I have to work through that anxiety. It took me 2 days to get in the laundry room and open the box up because I was so scared the bees were just going to boom, blow up in the house. And I was going to have all these bees in my laundry room, but it was the exact opposite. You know, so it really
That would kind of be cool.
Yeah,
It would have been cool. It would have been
You know what my wife would think about one in the living room? Just open the door, baby. It's all good.
Yeah. And
Looking
what he
out my
caught him-
window ain't enough. I need them closer.
And what he caught him in was like a little blue lunch pail, a little blue soft lunch pail, right? So he's like, okay, they're in there on a I cut the limb, so they're in there on the limb. And I went in and I just shook them off in the box real quick. But I was real nervous because this was my first time handling bees like this, you know, by myself with a live queen. I had to catch the queen first. That was the big thing, getting the queen in a cage without killing her, which was successful. And the bees are happy. They're taking care of her. And they're building wax all around her right now. I think she's going to come out laying. Yeah, I think she's going to come out laying because my mentor told me, he's all, dude, that queen's a hot rod when she starts laying, man. He's like, if that's my queen, she's like, she's a badass and she'll lay. So, yeah. But yeah.
We pray for you, man. We know you've been wanting them bees a long time, just like me. And we both was trying to catch some this spring, but I didn't catch any either, baby.
Time is honey. You got to be patient, man. There's something we are never going to change is the bees' genetics or the way they think or the way they move. We can sit here and speculate all we want, what we know about bees. We don't know anything about them. Just when we think we know everything about them. I watched a bee, the pro nuke boxes, right? I watched a bee crawl up through one of those little holes today.
Oh, they don't read the books.
No, they don't read the books. I was watching it, and sure enough, she got her head up there and she
escape artist.
Like, but yeah, no, it's good, and I'm optimistic.
They do have a crazy little, I don't know, obsession where they want to go in every little hole. They see a hole, it's like, what's in there? And
kind of instinct.
that got me stung in the ear once. Worst thing ever in my life. I'll never. You will not. I will earplugs something, but they're not getting in my ears.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. See, my mentor down here, he said you can't come with me unless you full suit up.
Yeah.
Because we have Africanites down here, man.
It will cross your eyes and dot your knees.
Yeah, the sting on my foot happened at 5:30 in the morning when I woke up first thing. I was walking out in my kitchen, no shoes on, and there was a bee on the floor. And guess what? I got woke up to a bee sting.
You stepped out.
Put me on my ass, man. I was like, ooh, there's my cup of coffee right there.
Just so you know, a dead one will get you too. I stepped on a dead
one.
bee.
Yeah, they'll get you. Yeah.
Oh, she let me know.
Yeah. Hey, Rich, you mentioned earlier that they were hybridized or Africanized hybrids. And so is that a pretty common occurrence for Texas feral colonies, I'm guessing?
It's not a feral colony. Southern colonies, it happens, man. It happens. It's almost, my mentor, he's got a couple Africanized colonies, and he tells me these ones are Africanized. These ones are hot. Be careful.
So
Texas, Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, are two worst states infected by that. Yeah. Florida's got them kind of under control, not as bad, but they don't have them as bad as Texas and Arizona, where they're just still hurting people.
Yeah. The ones I'm going to remove, I'm expecting those to be African.
You pretty much have to suit up all the time then.
Oh yeah. My mentor told me he's zero tolerance for him. He's like,
sure. That makes sense.
Well, around here, we're just like, is that how African? I guess you're just like, is that how it's normal? I mean,
No, they're all hot down here.
Always suit up as if you're facing the bad hive, I guess, when you're down there, because you never know. And with that heat, and you still beekeep, you love some bees, brother, because heat takes the fun out of it. To me, heat takes the fun out of beekeeping.
Especially having to always suit up.
Yep, and that's the thing. We have to down here. Because I was just talking to one of the ladies out here, and it's like, it's too risky down here. It really is. I don't want to go out in the bee yard, get stung 50 times, and be lying there dead because I didn't suit up. That's all it takes.
Yeah, look at you, brave guy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it, man. I get people are trying to breed these softer bees and everything, but you know it's not happening here in South Texas, man, because they're gonna eventually they're gonna come across a hybrid or an Africanized, and they're gonna.
Well, and then I think you catch them on bad days. Like most of my colonies are just super gentle. I can work them with a veil only most of the year. But man, the other day I got stung 7 times in just a few short minutes.
Yeah.
It was a little bit
I'll
cloudy, a
grade
little
you get
bit,
to know your
windy,
bees.
and plus the
And
colonies are stronger. I've heard Dirt Rooster say one of his somebody that told him one time, if you're not getting stung, your colonies aren't strong enough. And so I find that to be the case. Later in the year, they get meaner.
See,
I got a little saying. I don't know how true it is, but I do like to say it. Guard bees are a luxury.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And my
You don't-
mentor, he tells me the same thing. Hey, I have colonies that are Africanized, and I might be out there one day and they're super calm, and I might go out there a week later and they're just heated, upset, and not having it.
And the thing about it is any and every bee can become a guard bee whenever the pheromones are there to
Yep.
launch them into effect. But as far as just having those guard bees out there on that walkway garden, that's a luxury. You don't see that as much with nukes or smaller hives, where when your hive gets really big, you'll start seeing that's all they do. They stand there, they guard. They stand there, they guard. And when they're too small for that luxury, they'll abandon that. They'll do everything else and just say, well, we'll just all have to guard it. And it seems like, and then so there is a difference. The bigger the hive, I believe with all my heart. Yeah, the more guards you have, the more odds of you getting stung, because that's what they do. They have no other job. That's the job they're doing.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah, and I even had your magic spray on, Earl. I got to say, and I did a video a while back, a weed eating the bee yard with a gas powered weed eater, no veil, no jacket, no nothing. That's how confident I was in the spray. Man, I didn't take a single sting. It was a sunny day, a month or so ago. But man, the other day after those 7 stings, I decided I better put my jacket on before I weed eat it. And man, those bees were so mad at me. I like to never.
I tell people that, and it ain't no magic thing. Now, there's still problems with the hive. If you kill a bee, smash a bee, that's still going to get you stung, stuff like that. I went down there, and they had swarmed, and had another queen. It wasn't the queen that I knew. So when that smell came with me, it's not, hey, there's that guy that feeds us. We love him. It was stranger, and they acted accordingly.
Right.
You didn't see that video. I didn't want to post it.
My mentor says exactly. My mentor says that they know the difference when you're working a bee yard. They know your pheromones. They know you.
They know you. They know your face.
Hey, what'd you say, Houston? Your volume's a little low, buddy.
I'm sorry, guys. My mic's messed up tonight.
That's okay.
I just said, he could put a nice queen in there, and then, she get superseded out or something. Then here comes a hot queen along.
Yeah.
I see Mike, he had asked the question, why don't you just cull them out? Those guys are trying to down there, Mike. It's just a big problem.
It ain't no fun when you don't know them and they don't know you.
Right.
When you become the good guy, that brings the feed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They'll get to know you. So I believe that with all my heart.
And when I got sick a few weeks ago, I actually was due to get in the hives, and of course I was away for a few weeks, and they were neglected. So when I came back in, they were mad, man. They were propolized up. And I thought, hey, I can work them with just a veil, and man, they lit me up real quick.
They're like, you didn't take care of us.
Yeah.
And I'm reading Grammy's Midwives. I see people want to deal with Africanized, and I get it. I don't want to have to either, but I'm counting on it eventually.
Spanky, send me the link to that video, please, sir. Sorry, guys. I'll jump in and say something every now and then, but then I'll shut up.
I was okay. Well, you got me to wondering what Spanky was talking about.
Oh, he was talking about a video he watched on the Smithsonian Channel about Africanized bees. I told him I'd like to watch that.
Yeah.
I want to open it up and let some people in. We've been on for a little over an hour.
Yeah. We need to post a link. I'm gonna do that right now.
If you want to.
Oh, of course I do. Yeah, and some people may have some questions for Rich since I hadn't seen him in a while.
Heck yeah.
I always wear a suit when I go into the hives. They believe that climate has an effect on the defensiveness defensiveness of the Africanized bees. Watch a video talking about on the Smithsonian Channel.
Oh, Larry Gandy points out skunks around the hive at night.
Yes.
Keep getting in a bad mood.
Skunks and raccoons, man.
You know, we see a lot of skunks
Yes.
around and
Yeah.
raccoons as well.
Yeah, skunks keep bees in a really foul mood. They
I need to
spray
put
their
a game.
scent.
I need to put a game cam over there and see if I can catch something hanging around. But yeah,
bees are more spicy than
Put a
I tell you what,
trap out
I'm
there.
really enjoying this hive on my back balcony porch.
oh, that is cool, Earl. I can see
Birds
mine,
can't
but
get
I
it,
can see
coons
mine, but they're a
can't get
long
it.
ways away.
My cats can't even get up there. Well, they was. I found how they was doing it, and I stopped it. So nothing
I
gets
got
on my
dizzy
porch.
being up there.
What was that? What was that, Houston?
That's it. I got dizzy being up there.
Yeah. It's
a little
well
scary,
up
ain't
there.
it, Bubby?
It's hanging over the edge of that
Right
mountain there, Hager Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun day,
About
wasn't it, Houston?
50 foot over.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait till we get to do it again one day.
How's
Yeah.
y'all's bees doing, man? Houston, Hillbilly, Johnny, how's your
I'm
guys'
up.
bees doing, man?
Mine's doing fantastic. Real happy with them.
I came through winter with one, and be going into winter with three. So
Nice, right on. What about you, Houston?
Mine's doing good. I got a couple of light ones that some nooks that could take some feed right.
Nice.
Overall,
Beaking pad, Bob.
Yeah. That's
Love
good
Bob.
shit. Wow, what's going on?
I ain't talked to you guys in at least 20 minutes. ago.
It's been a while. Yeah, this is our business partner, Bob.
Bugman
hey,
just
stranger.
Oh
Look
man,
at Bobby, looks all fresh, huh?
I got a job
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
you
tomorrow. Hey,
handsome
what time?
beast.
What
Curse.
time tomorrow? What time tomorrow, Bob?
10 a.m. So
10
I
a.m., dude. You gonna
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
have to
get
actually wake up in the morning.
you gonna have to give it up early tonight.
Where you got an interview at, Bob?
Actually, for a extermination company in the sales department,
Oh, okay. Nice.
but there are no bee kill
Nice.
exterminator.
He can be the bee guy, man. If they get a bee
Right?
call,
I'm hoping we'll
Right.
never know. But
that'd be awesome.
Valuable resource.
Bugman says no
me.
skunks down here where I'm at. Just skunk
It's the
weed.
skunk weed. I like skunk weed. Skunk weed is good. It smells like
Smells
skunk
good.
weed. Tastes good too.
But yeah, man. So I'm glad to see you, Rich.
Yeah, you too, man. I've
Says,
been,
and it's good for you.
it's good for you. It does. It cures
Yeah.
anxiety, PTSD, all kinds of pain ailments. Yeah.
They should call it. They should call it human biologics.
Right?
Biologics.
You know, it could be a skunk. Grammy. Where you at, Grammy? It's probably a skunk. Hard to
I'll
say.
tell you one thing you about not never
Definitely
do. I'll
your
tell you
neighbor.
one thing that is a no. Do never put marijuana leaves in the smoker and think that's a good idea. They will eat you up.
It doesn't have the same calming effect on them.
I best I can tell they think it's a skunk because they act accordingly. Smoke. Ah! Yeah, they'll run you out. I done that a couple years ago, man, and it was a bad experiment. Don't do it.
Oh man.
Bob, how's your bees doing, man?
You know, we're doing good. I came out of winter with 12 and I'm sitting at around 30 right now.
Nice.
At 30
That's
after,
what we like to hear.
you know, selling nukes, selling queens and all that all year long, and then condensing them back down into into winter colonies now, right?
Yeah.
So, and feeding that rocket fuel like it's nobody's.
Amen, man.
Business, they-
Amen.
I'm feeding more rocket fuel than NASA is right now. I guarantee. So,
Larry Moore Farm says,
Cheap.
how do you know this, Earl? Marijuana is legal in Virginia. Every house can grow 4 plants.
God. Hurry up, Texas. Jesus. Get with the program.
It's not even nobody looks at it and goes ah or ooh anymore. It's just it's that nobody cares. Recreational and medicinal, nobody in Virginia cares about that no more. And when other states do it, you all be the same way. It's all that taboo ooh, but once it's legal and it's running around in your face all the time, you're just like, oh, that's that.
It's
I'd
easy.
rather
remember
them be smoking that as drinking beer.
I remember my grandpa talking about growing it in the garden, you know, decades ago before it was illegal. Apparently it was in the folks' medicine cabinets.
It was
Yeah.
a medicine and a clothing and it made rope. It was universally used around most farms.
Yeah. Washington grew fields of it, man. He knew it. Hemp was the biggest cash crop of the time, man. It takes less water to water hemp per acre by far than pine trees.
It was Kentucky.
It's a weed.
kind of
It's a weed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. It's a weed.
Yeah, it's
Pretty interesting story
and
on
if-
why it became illegal to start with. I'm sure a lot of y'all have read about that.
Hey man, I'll take you to the book of Genesis and read you where
Follow
it
the
says
money.
God said that he created green herb bearing seed and it was for meat
Yep.
and it was good. And that's what God said.
Yep.
I'll leave you with that.
Sure did. He said the honey's good for you too, and that we need to eat it.
That's right.
Hey,
I
Houston,
mean,
how's
most of our viewers are homesteaders and beekeepers. And guys, marijuana ain't no new thing. This something else. Let's come on, y'all.
Yeah.
On something that God made. Let's quit that. So back to the bees. Homesteaders, beekeepers, we're all about the natural world, the natural medicines. And if you smoke a joint and it keeps you off a handful of Xanaxes, good deal. Cause let me tell you, I've been around enough Xan monsters.
Yep. Milk and honey. Yep.
Hey, we got William in the house.
My
William,
mentor-
What's up?
how's your internet? How's your internet, William? If it's good, come in and see us, brother.
Yeah, Dennis Lindsay could have patented
Get that link, guys. Pop on in, join us.
Big Pharma couldn't patent it, so they
Yep.
made it illegal, Dennis said.
Yep. My
Grammy.
mentor, he uses honey and tonic too. He'll do honey
Probably
and
my
tonic water.
backyard.
The
There was also a lot of influence by the paper industry, I understand, because
Yeah.
the hemp was going to
Oh,
take that over, and so there was a lot of propaganda. Reefer Madness was a movie that came out to try to
Propaganda.
make people think that that marijuana would make you crazy and you'd be a murderer, and it was highly
Yeah.
addictive and so forth, and so
Well,
therefore we didn't get the benefit of industrial hemp for all these years.
we
Well,
we
yeah,
would
and the main reason that was combating the hippies in the Vietnam.
Yeah. There's
Right.
two sides to it, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, what were you saying, Bob?
I said you wouldn't want to keep trees up and creating oxygen,
Yeah, we don't want to keep trees to make oxygen. No,
Yeah,
let's kill them
we'll
all.
cut down the trees and
Yeah, let's kill all the weeds and shit.
legalize hemp, But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's what
Yes.
it's the
I
world
know.
we
Let's
live
cut.
in right now.
Let's cut about 10 more forests down and plant some vegetables for the vegans.
Right.
Hey, William
Talking
says he
about
came
these-
in at a strange time.
If we look at the
Well,
beekeeping industry, like
I
look
would
what's going
agree.
on in Ukraine. Like think of what's going on over there. Think of how that industry is being devastated by
Yeah.
the whole war.
Yeah.
I can't
Think of
imagine.
their
dude.
beekeeping industry, man.
Yeah.
I
Their
can't
crop is
imagine
going to be
Ukraine.
absolutely destroyed.
Not
Yeah.
to mention they're kicking Russia's ass back out too. Hey, I'm no general and I don't run a country, but if Russia invaded my country and they had to start backpedaling because they suck so bad, I believe I would start going into Russia. Yeah, hey, just keep on moving. We'll just keep pushing you back till we got all
Why
your
quit?
Bad the guy's got to buy ammo from Korea. When you're
Right.
buying ammo from
Man,
Korea, dude,
Russia
you're
has
really
always
bad
had the
shape.
luxury of fighting people who are not used to their extreme weather. Well, they picked on Ukraine; they're used to it, so
Mhm.
no cherry there.
Well,
It's not-
hey guys, we're only gonna, and I'm gonna plug our website one more time, and then I'm not
Please
gonna
do.
say about it. But if you're wanting that Apis Biologics, we're only gonna order the pre-order code to save 20% for a limited more time before we turn that off. But go to bewares.bigcartel.com, and when you check out, it's pre-order 20. I checked the site around the 29th. The shipment should be here. So I don't know what y'all shipment's when it's coming in, but mine should be here around the 29th. I imagine Earl's will be here around the 29th and Johnny's. So we should all be around the same time. So if you want to get that save 20%, go ahead and get over there and do the deal,
And speaking of that, I got something I want to show folks real quick. Just a little commercial break.
I like that. You know, the thing is, guys, it wasn't being offered in the United States, like Earl said, and you had to wait 2 weeks or longer. I think Mike said he had to wait 18 days for his to come through customs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been able to work it out. And right now, we're the only distributors in the United States. So that should drastically, after this first time, drastically reduce the shipping time and costs.
Not yet, Tim. Tim, I'll let Bob explain that. PayPal, Bob.
Yeah, PayPal. I've had the PayPal business account for probably 10 years, and I've been paying $30 a month to PayPal every month for use of their business services. And as soon as I put it on the website, and we started generating traffic, all of a sudden they started denying a bunch of charges in. But I was on the phone with them today, and they've escalated it to the tech department because the guy I talked to said he didn't see any reason why it should have been denying charges. So it is a work in progress, but you can still use your debit credit card through Stripe payments, and it's secure.
And that's bewires.bigcartel.com. Bewires.bigcartel.com. I'm going to say it one more time. Bewires.bigcartel.com.
And, you know, as we grow, hopefully we'll start adding more and more products on there to where, you know, you can buy some other things other than just Apis Biologics. But right now, Apis Biologics is the thing. And I got one hive tool on there, as you know, so it's a very basic site right now. And
which they can get personalized, right, Bob, if they desire.
Yep. If they do the drop down and select the personalization, they can get a personalized hive tool.
Help us grow, it'll help you. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're in business so that we can make money, of course, but our big thing is helping beekeepers and helping the bees. And the more we grow, the more we can offer, the better we do, the better we can do for you.
Yep, and that's the idea. And I also have I sent a message to the Hives for Heroes to offer veteran discount in the future. So, you know, there's that as well. So just trying to do our part and, you know, help grow, you know, help. We're just getting started, guys, you know, just like everybody else, you know, try to take I'm going to say it. I'm trying to take a little business away from the big guys, you know, the man lakes that rape you every time you go to order something.
Thank you. I'm tired of the big people getting rich here.
And, you know, just trying to make a little bit of a difference, guys.
And the big reason is we just grabbed it before they even knew what it was. Plain and simple.
They're going to be the smaller people like us that make a big difference.
Well, you think Man Lake watches Ian Stepler videos? Probably not.
We think of ourselves and we think of the YouTube beekeepers, but we are a very small percentage of beekeepers, even though we seem like we may be big here on YouTube or whatever. We are a small percentage of the beekeepers in the world. So many beekeepers don't even turn a YouTube on.
Well, you know, I was surprised. I've talked to some YouTubers and about the product, and they said, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, you don't watch Ian Stepler? Well, I don't watch that much YouTube at all.
Same.
Like, you're a YouTuber, you know, it's like you're showing us one thing and doing something different, you know. This is just my experience, but you know, things are what they are. And
well, that's what this is for, to educate the public, educate each other. And by talking about this, now you know it's something we need to be talking to other people about if you're interested, you know, in helping us out. And so that we're going to be able to help you out in the future. It's just going to be more giveaways and more better for everybody around us. If you know Bob, you know that's something that he's been doing since he started his channel, and he loves to incorporate people into making big purchases and splitting it up and helping each other and taking care of one another and making available things that ordinarily wouldn't be available to us regular people. I mean, for crying out loud, he can get cute at Queens.
Yeah. And that may be something we do in here shortly is I'm going to work with Cutic and try to see if we can do a pre-order of nukes or queens or something on the website. And then we can start selling nukes and queens right through the website as well. So we'll see, God willing. But hey, thank you, Jennifer Jameson, I think that's Rich's friend.
Jennifer, is she in here? Yeah,
yeah,
she's gonna go out and do the removal with us in a couple weeks.
She just did a pre-order on the website.
Oh,
Thank
did
you
she
very
really?
much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, she's getting ready to go. We were talking on the phone earlier, and she was asking because she out here in Texas, you get huge write-offs for bees, man. Huge. Like some people are saving $30,000-$40,000 a year in land taxes. No bullshit.
Wow.
Yeah, real deal. Because you get pollination and wildlife exemptions, and you can stack them. There's a certain exemption you get just for bees, right? And what you can do is you have to have 5 colonies for a matter of 5 years, but you have to show progress with your colonies, right? And when you got 5 acres or more here in Texas, you put 5 colonies on your property, you start getting right off in 5 years, and it's a lot of money, man.
Man,
And
that's
so
awesome. That's how much they want the bees.
yeah, so she was saying she's also so how do I do this? She's like, do I buy the gear? It's like, no, you don't ever buy anybody's gear. You make them buy the gear. It's their land. You make them buy the gear. You make them buy all the sugar. I was like, don't make it out of your pocket. I was like, you're going there with the experience, with your knowledge, and you're going to be standing out there in that suit in the hot sun. I was like, you charge them $30 an hour. Like, that's what you're charging them, and you split the honey 50-50. What they do with it is their business.
That, man.
Huh?
Going rate for labor in the U.S. is $50 an hour. There ain't nothing wrong with $30 an hour.
No, not for beekeeping. And she's like, dang, yeah, if you're out in the
fair.
bee yard, 100-degree heat, and you're out there working 4 hours, no, you're paying me to be out there in that bee suit working.
You know what, Johnny? That chart you threw up about colony losses, they never say anything about colony growth. Right. So we all said, well, we started with this much and grew to this much. They only count how many you've lost. So technically, if I've tripled, but then I've, or quadrupled, then I lost 12. They're only counting the 12 I lost, not the 24 that I've gained on top of that.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point. That's a good point because they didn't really say, hey, because most of your big time guys are going to do splits, right? I remember Kent Williams talking about you got to know how to take one hive and make 4 out of it. So
yeah, that number only works if nobody grows.
Yeah. So the commercial guys only having a 36% loss, but if they quadrupled their hives early in the year, that's a lot more than 36%.
Right.
That's so I don't know how they account for that, Bob. I just assumed that they were counting all the hives after the splits. But I don't know.
You don't know because it says, like, part of it, you said they started tracking during the summer, right? So they would have split
it was a full year. Yeah, it was a full year. They do that every year.
Yeah, summer's always after the splits. That's why it's always good in beekeeping to use August for a fiscal. So by August to August, you're not in the middle of winter or splits, or you know what I mean? So August to August is really good for a fiscal bee year.
And what surprised me was the losses in the summer. I mean, it's kind of counterintuitive, right? Everybody worries about winter losses, but I guess, robbing, diseases, starving to death, whatever in the summer, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very true, brother.
It's hard. They never showed the growth numbers. Well, how many hives did we grow? And then get a true number, like a net number, right? So when you make a sale, that's a gross number until you take all your expenses out of it, then there's a net number. So are they calculating the growth into those colonies? Well, we grew 50% or 100%. We doubled, right? So we doubled, but then we lost 20%, but we're still up 25%.
Right. Where does that 20% loss come from? The number you grew to or the original number?
Right. And I don't know that those charts and all reflect those things, right? We lost 10 colonies. Yeah, but we gained 20 colonies. So
and they go into, if you look at that article, they go into detail about how they do these estimates, and they talk about the bootstrap and how they try to take a small sample and then come up with a reasonable estimate. But then again, 12% is pretty. I think that's a pretty good if in fact there's only 2.7 million colonies in the U.S.
Right. And how do they track that? I've never had nobody come to my house and count my colonies to see how many I had at my house.
In Tennessee, you have to register even if you just got one, but they give you like a lag time. Like, in other words, when I registered, I only had 5, but now I've tripled that. So I'm going to need to update that, I guess.
You don't have to register in Texas.
Yeah.
We don't have to register here.
No, not here.
What about you, Houston? You got to register in Kentucky?
No registration.
So
We don't have to
Not-
register in Virginia, but I have registered. I am registered, but you don't have to.
You know, one of the advantages is they're supposed to let you know if somebody's going to be spraying close to you. I've never got
Yep.
I've never got a single call, of course.
Me neither. Me neither.
And I'm also on a list, several counties around here that I'll come and get swarms, and I never got a single call on that. So I'd say
Same.
those are probably cherry picked.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I
Yeah,
got cut
you
out. I got
Oh.
dogs
Oh.
begging to take me out for the last
Oh.
hour.
Hey, Rich, it's good to see you, brother.
Yeah, you too, guys. I'm sorry I've been on hiatus. I do have another channel that I'm working on, guys. I'm an active
Yeah.
channel. But I love being here with you guys, man.
Hey, give us the name of that channel so folks can find you over there.
I'd rather not because it's
sorry.
it's really hardcore. It's like cult activism, man.
It's-
Okay, gotcha.
Breaking up our groups.
He
Breaking
chases
apart.
demons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real bad people,
You don't
dude.
have time.
He's a demon hunter.
Yeah, really
we'll
bad
hang her-
stuff,
you know.
guys. That's why I come here is because this is like my mental health. It really is, man.
All right,
I come
cool.
here and I'm able to talk to you guys, and I don't have to think about that. And you know, it really is. It's good to see all you guys here again, man. It's just again, I've been on
Yeah, it's good to be here, man. Good to have everybody with us, y'all. Everybody,
bees are good. I'm in good health. The dogs are good. You know, but again,
like-minded people hanging out, trying to help each other, man. You can't beat it, really. I mean,
yeah, we just had a
and,
hot.
and
hard
like I
summer.
was saying on that August to August fiscal year, that's just something I heard from Bob Benny. You can do it May to May, June to June. You know, everybody's
just
different in different
whenever.
areas, but Bob Benny's August to August seems to work pretty good for me around here. But guys, beekeeping's regional, location.
But we can all share the knowledge and learn from each other in the flip time.
Right.
So y'all be
That's right.
safe, man. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for having me. Houston, Bob, Hillbilly,
Yeah,
Tennessee.
man. Thanks.
Everybody in the chat.
Thank you so much, man.
Gorilla, Dennis, Brian, Minnesota. Thanks, guys. It's good seeing you all here again tonight. man.
God bless you, Rich, and
Great,
God bless
man.
you, bees, brother.
See you guys. Bye.
Later.
Love you, brother. God bless.
You too, guys. Take care, guys.
Look, it's like the Four Horsemen right here. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm talking about of the WWF.
He just made us all. What they were Russians, wasn't they?
No, wasn't that Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson?
Oh yeah, Arnold. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Who else? There's somebody else.
It was just 35 years ago, Bob. Let me think.
Yeah, you know. Man, I watched the whole series on that they had about stuff inside the ring. Do you know Superfly Jimmy Snuka killed his girlfriend? I didn't know. I had no idea. It's all in this series how they broke down what happened to his girlfriend and that it talked about Owen Hart falling from the rafters and dying in the ring, and talked about.
Is this on Netflix?
It's on one of them, Tubi or whatever. I'm not sure which one it was on. I'll find it and tell you though. Then they had one about Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth, how she died. So there's a bunch of drama behind the scenes of wrestling. I had no idea. I was like, really? Okay.
The good stuff.
The back in the days, right?
Hey, I learned something exists today I didn't know existed, and fell in love with it.
Your penis?
No, nasty guy. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, you know what we got? You know what we got for that? Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Yeah, flushing. Potty mouth. That's what we do.
All right, that's cool. I'm the first.
Yeah, I got a feeling Earl. I got a feeling Earl knew he had that.
Bob.
We're setting records around here. See,
We're
that-
setting
Anyway,
him up.
tell us again, Earl. What'd you figure out today, buddy?
I'm not going to. You're going to flush me. Oh, no big deal, guys. That was just totally off topic anyway.
All right.
So, what did you find out today that you did not know before, Earl?
Well, that's what I was asking. He said, "Never mind, didn't he?"
Come on, I didn't ruin your thought process that bad. Come on, brother.
Oh, yeah, it killed it, man.
His thought process went limp. Oh,
Now, if I tell you about what I was talking about, it might
there it goes
actually
again.
relate to what you're talking about, which is bring it back up again. So I'm leaving it out. I'll tell you later, and you'll understand.
oh my God.
All right.
All right, I'm done. I'm done with that.
Cool.
We'll jump off of that.
Hey, Hey, I hadn't seen Lee tonight, man. Have you talked to Lee today, Bob?
No, he might be out celebrating his birthday tonight.
Oh, okay.
I mean, his birthday was yesterday, but today, I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't talked to him today, so
I missed.
Said he turned a whopping 44, didn't he? Or was it 46?
Yeah, he's 44. He was still the baby in the house, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, 44. Wow.
Power just came back on. Can charge the PC from the phone.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man.
I know.
Cold,
I
Bob,
don't even
cold.
want to jump in here. We ain't seen Mike tonight.
Yeah, I seen he's in the chat though.
Seen him in the chat, but we ain't
I
seen
mean,
him.
do you understand after what Bob said? If I was to tell you that I felt women playing football in bikinis called the LFL ex-football league, how that would, I couldn't say that after that, but I did, didn't I? So, yeah, I had no idea that women played football in bikinis. Who knew?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know it either.
Yeah, I saw that before. They used to have it.
And whatever, I subbed.
Looks like Firminal Field bailed on us early. I'm not seeing him in the chat.
Well, it's only about 2:30 in the morning there for him. So
yeah, he's usually up till after 3 anyway.
Next time you see me, I'm gonna be wearing a number 13. I'm gonna be the Chris Dale Harris fan. That's right. I even picked the one I like.
you got your favorite team now?
Yeah, Bliss, Chicago.
Chicago. Well,
they got the Ferrari, man. They got the Ferrari. Now, see, I sound like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get you all into it. We'll start talking about.
Houston. So you started over this year, right? Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I just brought in a couple packages. All I did.
But I mean, at the beginning of the year, coming into spring, you didn't have anything from last winter that made it, right?
Well, I had one 4-frame hive, but it just kept dwindling down. And the day before I went down to Greg's and picked up the packages, it finally, petered out.
And
technically had bees, I guess, through the spring, but not the 4-framer I brought through winter
didn't thrive.
Packages got there, it died.
So have you made any splits since then? Where you at now?
Yeah. Well, I'm back down again. I've lost down to. I just got 5 colonies now, because I've had a couple of fly mounts.
But you're still up to 5.
Yeah, still 5. And what about your horizontal hive, Houston? Is that one of your colonies?
Yeah, it's one. It's doing good.
Good.
Yeah, I got a couple of light nooks, really, but the rest of them good. Really 3 hives, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So however you want. I thought about maybe equalizing some. I don't know. I ain't really. Still kind of early to start doing
I've been
Mine still working so hard. What was that, Bob?
I've been trying to add some brood to some of my weaker ones to try to give them a little boost to get that queen to supercharge and more bees, more brood.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Boosting, but not equalized.
Right.
Mine are working so hard right now. I just hadn't done any moving, any brood or anything.
More bees, more brood, more need for good food. Brought to you by and beewares.bigcartel.com.
Yeah. Pre-order 20 since we're still waiting on it to come in. Pre-order 20.
Pre-order 20. Pre-order.
That was pre-order number 20, Jennifer's. So now we're looking at number 21
Woo-woo.
to get the number 21. So I'd like to have 29 before the 29th when they get here. That'd be nice.
That's cool.
At least one a day, huh? That'll add up.
Yep. It's obviously we're out a bunch of money. We're trying to recoup some of that.
Hey man, it's going to help us and it's going to help everybody that uses it. And I'm confident enough that anybody that uses it is going to be like us, scared they're going to run out and buy the company. you just, so you don't want to run out of it when it's like sugar. You're like, my bees need sugar, so I'm not going to run out of sugar. Now my bees need proline. I'm not going to run out of Apis biologics. And just so you know, an average 3, 4, 5 hive guy under 10 hives, you buy this once, you got a year's supply.
Yeah,
a year's supply.
Boy, it's super concentrated.
I've actually been in discussions with our good buddy over at Swarm Commander, and there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance that we might be carrying.
That's all we need.
We might be carrying Swarm Commander in the store as well. So and
that would be awesome.
And, Honeybee.
I love Swarm Commander.
You know,
13 DC 13. Chris Dale, the Ferrari Harris.
So
sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I didn't know what he meant.
DC went and found it. He said, "How did I not know about this before?"
He's like me. He lives up in the middle of nowhere. We have to pump the sunshine in around here. You got to tell me stuff. I didn't know it was existed.
Legends Football League is a lingerie football league that was founded in 2009.
Guys, it takes me 45 minutes to get to McDonald's.
Really?
It takes me 25.
I can drive for 30 minutes and not see a red light.
Oh, Phil's coming in the house. All right. I thought he was going back to Ireland.
To the other
What's
one.
up?
Minutes.
How you doing, Phil? Good to see you, brother.
Hey guys.
How you doing, buddy? How's the bees? Rainy, wet?
Of course, it's Northern
Looks like you
Ireland.
got some coming. Hey, what are you closest to, like the city there, Phil, that you would get your weather at?
For a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, I should know that. That's a place.
Well,
when
yeah,
he pulls
that's
up the
our
weather,
county.
it says has a bee on it or something. It's I can't remember.
yeah, that's my that's the little village that I live in. Enniskillen is probably the biggest town near us.
Yeah, how'd you say that again?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Enniskillen.
I sure can't spell it.
No, I'll put the spelling up for you here. Hold on. There you are.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Enniskillen, just like it sounds.
Chilling for a second. I didn't.
Awesome, cool. And so that's local to you then.
That's the closest. It's not a big town, you know. It's only maybe 20,000 people, something like that.
Yeah. Looks like it's a couple degrees cooler than it was in Belfast about an hour ago.
Yeah, it's quite amazing how such a small country can have so many different weather conditions from east to west.
Yeah.
Belfast and Enniskillen can be really different.
William asked,
We tend to get it.
"How is Southern Scotland, Phil?"
Billy coming in.
Oh,
I'll give Billy the usual.
There you go.
The
Hey,
usual
Billy, I'm
salute.
going to give you one too for that.
Oh my gosh!
The only thing is that I am actually quarter Scottish, so that doesn't really offend me that much. So my
Yeah.
my,
You couldn't really.
my-
Just only
grandmother
25%.
was-
You're only
my
75%.
grandmother was
offended.
Scottish, so
Oh, hey guys, we got to say thank you for Keith Ebersol. I didn't see that one was on there
Thank
as well.
you.
Hey, thank you, Keith.
Hey, yeah, and thank yous out there. I want to thank Bob for sending me that spicy honey. I never tried
Is that
spicy.
is that good? Is that good?
It was excellent, man.
Awesome.
I mean, it wasn't
Hey.
like eating, hot sauce or anything. Hey, Mike.
No.
Nice.
But
Hey, Mike in the house. How's things going in Minnesota, brother?
I was going to try and beat Phil and put my sunglasses on before it came on.
But no, I was saying that about his. It wasn't like straight hot sauce. It was, you could taste the honey up front, really good, and then
and then the heat came.
It wasn't
Awesome.
real hot either. It wasn't unbearable.
Yeah,
I went out. I got some wings waiting on them. So I went,
Yeah, I love cooking with it.
Now that was Mike's recipe, right? Bob, didn't Mike kind of help you with that?
Well, we collaborated about getting the moisture down.
I got you.
So, but he uses hotter peppers than I use in mine.
Yeah.
That's because
Man, that
so
hot honey is something
wear
funny. Once you start eating it, it's like you can't quit eating it. You'll eat it till it's gone. Or I did. I couldn't stay out of it.
I liked it. It was good.
Earl, I have a 85-year-old gal at church that puts it on her banana bread.
Oh wow, hot honey on a banana bread.
It's I don't leave my peppers in
Respect.
quite as long, so I use hotter peppers, but just for the fruit flavor.
Yeah.
But it has kind of about the same burn as taking a mouthful of cinnamon hard candies.
Oh, okay.
So
I
it's got
see.
that flavor in the back. But the thing that I wanted to work with on Bob was just to get him to quantify his recipe, and then getting the moisture down and the timing and keeping the heat at a certain level too.
It was in the bottle I got. It was good. You know,
Good, good. It sounds like it's been fantastic. Kudos to Bob there.
Well, once in a while, even a blind dog finds a bone.
No, you did a good job. You were thinking it out.
But I sold some yesterday to a guy. He's like, hot honey, I've never tried that. Well, you're going to try it today, by God. And he tried
He'll
it.
be back.
He bought it, yeah. And then a lady came today and bought some honey, and she tried it. She's like, I'm not going to get that today, but I'm going to get it next time I come. So.
Oh, yeah. And that's the key of selling that honey or any of our honeys. Give our customers a sample.
Right.
Yeah, so what I do is I typically take a bottle like that
Fill 'em up.
bottle that doesn't get all the way full. That's my sample bottle, right?
Yeah,
And I use the coffee stir so they can taste it. And
Yeah.
good to go. Good
Yep.
to go on it. So it was.
That's what this is all about right there. I mean, you would have come and seen us all in the month of May and said, hot honey. You know what I mean? Now we've sent it around to each other. We've all made some, tried it, and that is the beauty of networking right there, man.
I hadn't
Because
tried
it is. It's good
I hadn't
stuff.
got
I
any
never
yet.
tried it.
I hadn't got any yet.
I had to make my own. I'll make you some, Johnny.
The one tip I want to give everybody, though, is that do not use dried peppers. Go
Don't use dried peppers.
Go with the raw, and you just get more of the fruity flavor of the actual fruit itself. You can use the the dried pepper if you just want to go straight for heat, but you get a little bit more of an acrid flavor to it.
I see. Huh.
Larry makes some, but I heard it's pretty spicy. I don't know. I haven't tried it.
His is the hot. From what folks are saying, his is the hottest so far. What do you think, Bob?
On
Spanky's? Yeah.
Spanky's is pretty hot. Yeah, it is pretty hot. I mean, it's not unbearable hot, but the thing is that you don't need much of it on like chicken. I basically just drizzle it on it, and that's enough.
Yeah.
And
Check out Hale Hives, Bob.
What's that?
Check out Hale down there. He's raising a little.
How about that else? Well, hey, for a nominal fee, I'm sure Bob would be glad to do that.
Y'all trying to run me out of business. I'm even to the point now to where I'm not even really going to the curb anymore like I was doing, because my supplies are starting to dwindle on my honey, and the people that come religiously and buy it, I'm trying to have it for them. You know what I mean? And
right.
And so, that's what I've been working on. Just a few things, mainly, I'll be honest with you, the main thing we've been focusing on is this Apis biologics. Obviously you can tell by the stream, but, for me with doing the website and the shipping and getting all that set up has been a little bit of a labor, but now it's set up. So we're going to move forward and try to add more products to the website. And I contacted Hive Alive, had an email.
We worked so hard that when I got done and finally laid down and rested, tell them how long I slept, Bob.
Damn, 2 days just about.
I was dead, man.
But you were up about that long before you slept, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, my wife was at work when I fell asleep, and when I woke up, she was going back to work. I was like, what happened?
What day is it?
I died.
That's the thing. It's, I'm a lot like you, Earl, in that aspect from the mental side of things. If I get something in my head, I got to do it till it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, even if I'm not done, if I go to bed, I'm still thinking about doing what I'm trying to do, regardless.
Yeah. How many times you close your eyes and see bees?
Oh,
and stuff you got to do.
Or dream about them. Yeah.
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 it's a blessing.
We all know what Bob sees when he closes his eyes. Dollar signs.
Dollar signs. Dollar signs. I was wondering.
Get your minds out of the gutter, people. Come on.
I was wondering. I didn't know. I
It's
was
me that
about,
watches bikini football.
I had the commode flush. I had the commode flush sound ready to go. Spanky's in the house. How you doing, Spanky?
What's up, Spanky?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
Glad to see you're
Good to see you.
energized and energetic this evening.
Yeah, he's all keyed up.
Appreciate you sending me that link for that video, Bubby. I'm gonna check that out when we get out
Yeah,
here.
it's an interesting video.
Yeah,
I'm lying. I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch women's football, but I'll check it out eventually.
Yeah, that and the video about the varroa mites over. BBC did that one about 6 years ago. The guy had varroa mites and his hives were thriving, and they found out that he had propagated varroa mites that basically had benign viruses, and they were virus blocking, like deformed wing virus.
Wow.
Now say that again, Spanky. They couldn't get deformed wing virus. Is that what you mean?
He never treated, so the first varroa were the varroa that became the main population. That varroa only had benign viruses. They didn't have anything bad like deformed wing virus, and they were actually virus blocking. So if a bee went out and picked up a new varroa mite,
that virus
varroa
kept
mite
it from getting it.
would get canceled out by all the other varroa mites that were competing against it already in the hive.
It's the same thing they've been doing to mosquitoes.
And the inert virus would block like the deformed wing virus from taking hold in the colony. It's an interesting video.
Spanky, where did you see that?
It's on YouTube.
But it was from you said that was from a few years ago, and it was at what'd you say, Spanky? PBS? No,
BBC.
No, BBC.
BBC.
Yeah.
Northern
Oh,
Ireland.
I read it. Yeah. Okay. I remember that. That was quite a few years ago. Yeah, that was an interesting thing. But he still wasn't getting rid of his mites, so he's, they're still sucking on the animals. But that benign virus was basically a flu shot, with a dead virus to, get you to do immune systems. It was really interesting. Thanks for bringing that up, Spanky.
Even though the mites were still wreaking havoc in some regard, as far as like sucking the proteins, they weren't spreading the viruses as bad, which is a lot of times the ultimate killer, right?
Yeah, sounds like that research that in the Hive Live, Dr. Cristiani Umberto was doing, where they're doing those new honeybee immunology things.
Those were interesting. Yeah,
so that kind of lines up with that kind of science.
Yeah, that was a bacteria that Umberto was looking at, and I've been meaning to get. It
gave the bug a disease, and that disease kept it from getting any other disease.
Basically, yeah.
So
the trade-off point with that one was
that,
they were trying to figure out how to immunize the queen, and so they had to basically deal with the nurse bees. Earl remembers all this, but
what it is, it's the same thing. By introducing it to the queen, she can then, through the vitellogen, impact those pathogens into the egg, which makes the egg immune to the pathogens, and then all her young are then vaccinated.
So there's a company, I believe, in Georgia that's trying to commercialize that product, and I think that's who Umberto was dealing with. I'm a little. Do you remember any of that, Earl? I actually
not about the company. When stuff like that comes out, I'm so involved in the information, I forget who did it.
Oh, no, you wouldn't, because I found out who the company was and I looked them up. That's what it was. So that wasn't in the video. But apparently they've got a staff of a half dozen folks, and they're just, messing with that. But that'd be really interesting. So in theory, you could greatly reduce things like eczema. And what else was there, Earl?
Deformed wing virus, Israeli paralysis, foul broods. It could totally block certain foul broods. Chalk brood. it's it could do a lot of different things for different pathogens.
Yeah,
It's
see, I can
still
remember.
all new. We don't know exactly yet, but we're hoping that it's going to be a way of being
Right.
able to keep our bees healthy.
Yeah, that'd
Good
be
Lord
really
willing,
something.
man.
I don't remember if they were dealing with viruses at all. I think it was the bacteria.
I think you're right.
Which is a lot easier to control. But whatever. It's just a fascinating way to look at it. But yeah,
That was
thanks
the
for bringing
thing. The
that up.
bacteria that they're using would go in, set up shop, and say, "I own this bee. Nobody else is coming." And so,
Yeah.
and that virus, I'm not sure what it was called, but it didn't really have much of an effect on them. It was, I mean, it's like they wasn't even. I mean, I don't know what kind of virus it is. It don't make them sick, but it's there. It's I
Yeah.
wish I could remember it.
Yes.
Gonna have to watch In the Hive live again.
Oh, Houston disconnected.
Yeah. Said he's said with audio only. Yeah, it was a great discussion starter, Spanky.
Oh yeah.
We got people
Kill
in there.
his audio for him, Johnny.
Say it
what?
again. Say it again, Earl.
You might want to kill his audio for him too if he's blacked out.
He's muted.
Oh, he's just talking
He,
without the
he,
screen.
he muted himself. Looks like.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say, Bob?
I said there was people in the chat that wanted to get your hot honey. So is there a way they can find it to order it?
It's on Etsy.
Oh, you got it on Etsy. Good deal.
Oh, yeah, it's been
Good
on
deal,
Etsy.
Spanky.
Give them your shot there, Bubby, because you're gonna get some good ones. They're wanting to try it.
Yeah, post it. Can you
Good
comment
call, Bob.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Bob. I didn't know Spanky had him for sale on there.
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, he's back. That's all right, bro.
Let me see. Trying to catch up on the comments.
And sometimes I'll take a coughing fit onions and I'll black myself out. And one time I did that and I looked down and I said, well, that don't help if I just black myself out. I got to unmute my mic too, and then I can throw my coughing fit. And
American foul brood. Randy said American foul brood. Was that other virus?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, good
That's
deal.
big.
We definitely don't want
Imagine
that.
if your bees could not ever get American foul brood. That would be amazing if we could, because we can't kill it. We've tried it.
You don't hear about that as much anymore, do you? Since varroa mites are such a pain.
No. But we're always checking for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it shows up unless you're moderator.
How can I can type it in if you just tell me, Spanky.
Okay.
Put it in the private chat. He probably can copy and paste it.
Oh, can you put it in a private chat? All right.
And that'll make it easier.
Okay, yeah, I can get it this way.
The knowledge of Bob Walker.
Yeah, but he's been doing this. He's been doing this
10 minutes.
a while longer than us.
Lee has trained him well.
That's right.
Actually, I was doing live streams before Lee. Just Lee does it better than I do.
Yep, Bob used to do like you do
grand
cryptocurrency,
job,
didn't you, Bob? You had like a cryptocurrency channel.
Yeah.
Some of those old videos are pretty cool, man. It's like
Yeah,
all business. All business.
That's it, Mike. You nailed it.
Got a little
What
while.
did Mike say?
Mike's comment, he nailed it. Queens can be vaccinated using the special queen candy. That's how they were doing it, was through the queen candy. Dallin Animal Health just moved from Los Angeles to Georgia, and it's almost ready to start operations in the United States. So that's going to be some good stuff, guys. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, cool.
See us all out there with syringes giving that injection to the queen.
Do we have to put lab coats on when we go to the bee yard?
Absolutely.
Bob, no needles. It's they use suppositories.
Suppositories.
Oh,
that's even worse.
tiny.
You gotta squish them and open up their back end so you can stuff it in there. Don't listen to me on that, guys. I know there's somebody who'd be out there smashing their queen and
Yeah.
kill my
I
queen.
said to do it.
Somebody's about to get stung.
Bob said do it.
You're taking this amoxil.
You're right.
I'm telling you what, guys, it's been a good talk. It's been a good show. Appreciate everybody and everything. And Guys,
Hey,
let's just
Jason.
continue to support one another and help each other in this way.
Come on, brother.
And you know, so far it's working. We've all are becoming more knowledgeable, better beekeepers from helping each other. And nobody can say, oh, you're going to list this guy. He only has this much experience, because we're not one guy. We are a co-op, a cartel, a confederate. We are a conglomerate of different beekeepers from all over the world. And Phil, I don't know if you realize that, brother, but just being on the shows, just showing up and giving us that other country, that Northern Ireland connection, is so much appreciated, especially to me, where Ireland's my home country. So, regardless of how the politicians draw the lines, that island is my home.
Don't go there.
we miss Phil when he doesn't come in, don't
And,
We do.
and I appreciate him so
Guy,
much
he said,
that
no, no.
I will wrap him up some Apis biologics.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Ireland.
I knew you were going to say it. That's awesome, man. Good
Oh,
deal.
I'd pay you for it, Bob.
Don't worry about it, man. You
We'll
bought
take care of you, Phil.
everything else.
I have it on. Here we go.
There you go.
That's right, brother. That's right.
Winter is coming.
Just like that. Point in case. Say they don't offer something in your country, and yet you come on our lives, and then your friends from this live sends it to you, and you're the only person in your country to have it. So
As long
that's
as
the
customs
benefit of
doesn't
hanging out.
stop you.
As long as Customs says Spanky has to throw a wet blanket on it. That is
But now we're not
true.
sending nothing illegal. We're just
Bob will do
sending
his
something
best.
that they don't offer.
You'd better just check, because there's lots of weird stuff you can and can't send.
With it being a white powder, they might catch it, huh, Spanky?
Right.
Well, that's a good point. It's worth a try, though. I mean,
Yeah, we'll try it. What's the worst case? They lock me up?
Or you just
it-
don't get it back.
Just don't get it back. That's true.
Put the return address as Hunter Biden, and you're fine.
Right.
it'll get
Does
hey,
it come in a bag like this?
it'll get there quick. Yeah, see-through window there.
There you go.
Yeah, Earl's done
they'll
some small
give
sample
you-
packs.
No,
They'll
I
give you
can't. I can't do this. This is for me only. This is for me only.
What's that? What is that, Spanky?
That's your custom forms.
Oh,
You gotta,
Yeah.
you better write heavy. There's 4 sheets here. You gotta write on all of them.
Oh man, that old school government stuff.
Oh, Spanky, thanks for looking that up, though, brother.
Huh.
True blood. And so
See what I'm saying?
Hey, Spanky, have you tried to send any hot honey? Is that have you tried to send anything overseas and had to fill that out?
Not yet. I'm going to whenever I finish up what I'm working on for y'all. I'm going to see if I can't try to send some to Phil and see what happens.
Oh, really? Oh man.
Phil will have the
Good
wall.
man, Spanky. Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Phil will have it, or somebody in customs will have it, and I'll just get an empty
Yeah.
box back.
More than likely, yeah.
We'll have to send him a case so he can resell American honey. He'll have his own little shop going. World honeys of the world. All different honey from all over the world.
I
There's
know
no-
things, Phil. If you want it, I can mail it to you. I'll put it in a can of Crisco. They won't know.
Yeah, there's
Oh, the
Oh,
shaving
boy.
cream hiding can.
Yeah, I have to fill those out every time I send something to my daughter. And well, it was Korea. Now it's in Germany.
yeah.
I get
Constantly.
it. Obviously, they open it up and look at it. Obviously, huh?
No, I
Yeah,
don't think they
honey's
open it
not-
up. But they got those
honey's
They're
dogs.
not allowed to open
specifically
your
listed.
food.
Okay.
But
So
every
they-
time you go to the post office, they ask you, is there any liquid, perishable, or frank?
Yeah.
Do you usually say no to that on the honey?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I've been saying no to that on the honey because I'm like,
Honey
usually
counts as a liquid.
When I mail honey, I put it in a Ziploc bag. So if it does leak, it leaks in the baggie and not in the
right. Yeah,
not
that's
in
a
the box.
good idea.
So
You just let it crystallize, then it's no longer liquid.
right.
Yeah.
Let it
There you
solidify.
go.
Nope. It's what we'll say if
Thank
it's mail.
I've got a question for you, Spanky. Are you using any of that the Reaper peppers in your honey? Are you going for full blown death honey?
I use a mix. I have so many different peppers. I've
Yeah.
probably got over 50 different varieties in seed alone.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And I do my own crossbreeding. I got my own peppers.
Oh, I love it. Good for
Cheers,
you.
Billy.
Well, you take care.
That's awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to appreciate everybody. It's 10 o'clock. We got the 2-hour marker coming on there, and I'm
Yeah,
going to have to
head
jump on here. Off here. I'd love to stay longer, but got lots to do. And,
it's been
got a
great.
lot of lingerie football to watch.
It's been great, guys.
Amen. Great show.
And appreciate everybody that came in the video for sure, and certainly appreciate everybody in the chat. And be sure and come back and see us next week if you can. We'll be on Tennessee Mountain Bees on my channel, and hopefully we'll have a good special guest lined up for y'all. Hey, anybody else got anything to say before we head out?
Thank you, everybody, for coming in.
All right, thanks a lot. Since we don't have any more bluegrass, we usually just play the show intro to take us on home, and hope to see y'all next week.
So, man, God bless you all, and God bless your bees.
As always.
And buy plenty of Apis